Welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Tonight we've got these guys from the Cottle football team. They are the state champs, and they're here to talk all about it. We're also going to be joined by their head coach, David Hensley, and John Clark from Madison Southern is on his way from Berea. He will join us here on the show as well. All that more coming up right now. We are at Buffalo Wild Wings here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Sports fans, the wait is over. For the next hour, sit back and enjoy the ride on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Share your thoughts and opinions on the live feed on WBON TV, and stay tuned for everything you need to know about your local sports teams, college and pro sports as well. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is served up by Buffalo Wild Wings and brought to you in part by the law office of Patrick O'Neill. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
We are live at Buffalo Wild Wings here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, and we've got four pretty good football players here with us. Samantha. You know what? Let's go around the table here and let them say their name. Yeah. And guys, say your position. And we're going to save Rylan for last because he's my buddy. Okay, Hayden, start us off. Hayden?
I'm Hank Heiser, and I play D-end, D-tackle, and tight end.
All right.
Do you say defensive positions too?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm Kenyatta Harge. I am a fullback and an outside linebacker.
Brady Hensley, running back and safety.
Rylan Rhodes, both offensive and defensive tackle.
I love this kid, man. He's so much fun. This got a great personality. I don't want to brag on him too much, though, Samantha.
Hey, listen, they're all good kids.
They are.
I mean, we've had, several interviews with them now. You've had two. I think it's been one heck of a season for them.
It has been. Let's just go over their accomplishments through their entire career, first of all. Undefeated conference regular season champions 4 years in a row.
Yes.
Undefeated conference tournament champions 4 years in a row.
You want to just do this, check.
Yeah. 3-time regional champions.
Check.
3 Final Fours.
Check.
3 state championship appearances.
Check.
Back-to-back state titles in 2018 and 2019.
Check.
And a 4-year record of 58-1. Now, here's what you can't do. There are some people that like to mess up numbers or add up their numbers and don't know what they're talking about. You cannot lie about these numbers.
No, those numbers don't lie.
Yeah, you can. What's the word?
These kids don't lie. They like football.
Yeah, well, you can crunch the numbers all you want. These are facts right here, and these kids know what they're doing.
And I know next year at Madison Central or Madison Southern or wherever you guys end up, which high school, it's going to be a lot of fun watching you guys continue just the success that you guys are going to have.
Hayden, we'll start with you first. What did it mean? I mean, you guys have dominated since you were in, 5th grade?
Yeah.
So what does that mean to finish off this year and last year with the state championship?
I mean, it meant a lot. We didn't want to go out losing. We were all really focused toward the end of the season. We joked around, but when it came down to it, we all got focused up in the playoffs.
Now, I talked to you guys last week when I did the interview for the story. And you guys are all really good friends on and off the court, on and off the field, whatever you're playing. Basketball, got a game today, by the way, so good luck in that. But what does it mean to go out there and do this and have this success with not only your teammates but your friends?
I mean, it's just, better together because, when somebody messes up, we don't get on each other. We know we can pick each other up and do better. So if somebody messes up, we just help each other out and we'll end up getting the job done.
Kenyatta, when you have these friendships off the field like you guys have, how does that impact you all on the field?
On the field, we just have a great time with it. We know when it's time to get down to business, and we normally get ready the day before that. In school, we're over here bumping shoulders and stuff like that, saying it's game day, and we just get hype about it. And then once we get hype about it, there's no stopping us because we're all brothers and we go in there together.
Now, you've played a lot of big games since your 5th grade year. Is there one moment or one game that sticks out to you the most?
I say it's our first state game because we all came out there. We were ready to go. We were playing with the freshmen above us, and we all just came out there. We said, all right, let's do this. Let's start a new journey together. And then after that, we just went at it.
So this year, you guys have had a lot of dominating games where you guys just pulled away and then you stayed away, and you ended up winning every game. The semifinal game was a little closer, against Pulaski County, right?
Paducah Tillman.
Paducah. I knew it was a P.
Tillman.
Sorry. The other team will be really excited that I thought it was them. Anyway, how did you feel knowing that game was a lot tighter? I mean, you had to get a little nervous, right?
Knowing we knew going in there we were going to be a good team. everybody was hyping each other up at the lunch table. We know what we were getting into. When we stepped on the field, it just took us that first drive to realize, all right, we're in for a little bit of more work than we're supposed to be. And then we just came up there and coach told us what to do, and we did out there, and everybody worked hard.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of battle scars of Rylan.
Okay, that's a story. What happened?
Did you hit him?
Nah, let's talk about the concussion.
Okay. Well, Brady, let's talk to you about the team that you all have this year. I mean, obviously you playing for your dad, it makes it a little bit tougher because whenever these guys get to go home and football is not being talked about maybe as much, you're going home with your dad. What is it like going home with him and knowing that he is football all the time?
He gives me a lot of extra advice that probably some of these guys don't get all the time, and it's really helpful, and I like it when he helps me out.
Did the kids say the next day, do they come in and go, what'd your dad say about me?
Sometimes.
Did I get in trouble for this? Or,
Yeah, especially when we watch film.
Right.
Yeah, we watch film. That's when it goes down.
Well, what was your all's expectations for this team? I mean, obviously coming off a state championship last year, did you set the same goals you did going into last season that you did this year, or was there anything different?
Yeah, they were very similar. We wanted to go out there and win another state championship, but we wanted to grow as a team and get better and dominate even more.
Do you have a favorite moment as well as going back in the year, looking back at all these games and all these blowouts that you all had? Do you have that one moment that stuck out to you that you'll never forget? Obviously, holding up that championship trophy at the end of every season is a big deal, but is there another moment that sticks out to you?
Yeah, it'd probably be our first time ever playing in state. We played Westport. We had to go to Westport. We knew they were a really good team, and we just went out there and performed a lot better than I thought we would. I didn't know if we had a shot at them or not, but we went out there and all gave great effort, and we ended up winning that game.
Rylan, first of all, tell the folks at home about this YouTube channel. we got to talk about it. 'Cause, I mean, I don't want you coming for my job now.
Well, when I was a little bit younger, I used to film myself doing dumb stuff.
I love it.
Dumb stuff. Okay, tell us what that would be.
We got to get more info on this.
Basketball trick shots, Madden.
That you would make or not make?
No, I'll make.
You make.
How many tries would it take you to make
There's
the shot,
the answer.
About 3.
Hey, guys, not bad, though. 3's not bad. Let's talk about this team. And, these guys get a lot of love because of their offense, but they score touchdowns and they make passes or make catches like Hayden does. You're kind of the defensive force out there, making big tackles. You made I remember the game against LaRue County that we did on WBOM. You made the tackle that went for a safety almost. So whenever you see all these guys, getting the highlights and everything, what do you do? What is in your mindset whenever you're out there playing?
Letting them get the credit doesn't really matter to me because it's really just a team sport overall. And I know without us linemen blocking and tackling, we really just make their job look easier.
Well, I felt bad when I seen him hit this kid from LaRue County. That's how hard he hit him. And I know that this team, they're putting up big numbers offensively, but without you doing what you do, the offense is going to have to put up bigger numbers because you go out there and that defense is shut down defense as well.
Yes, sir.
What was your favorite part of this season? I mean, you've had some big plays, you've had some big wins. Is there one moment that sticks out to you other than the championships?
Well, definitely that safety, and also we played a game in Garrett County. We really had to fight for that one. Got called a lot of penalties, got called about 50. But, we came back, and that really showed that we were really a brotherhood early in the season. We all, got each other's back, telling each other calm down before, something actually happened,
You guys got to have some good stories. I mean, you are really good friends. I was shocked because, whenever you get, especially in middle school, I feel like middle school is a hard time for kids because you're trying to figure out, who you are or what you want to do or what you want to be. And these kids all support each other. Where do you think that comes from? I mean, is it from your parents? Is it from just being a part of this awesome team that you've got? Where do you think that mindset or those personalities come from? Start with you.
It just comes from everybody. We all provide what we need to provide. Like Rylan said, the linemen provide what they need to provide. We provide what we need to provide, and we all succeed together. It took us a while. Like our first year, we had to mix it all in well, and then we had to keep working for it. And then once we got done working for it, we were like, it's time to go, and then we just kept going.
Who's got the better dance moves?
It
had to be. I've seen you both do some dance moves, though. They both can bust a move, that's for sure.
So now you guys have basketball, right? You guys, you said you have a game
they got
tonight.
A game tonight at 7.
Who do you play tonight?
We got to let them go here in a few minutes.
We play Foley.
Foley, all right.
So it's a big conference game, right? You are in the conference with Foley, right?
So do you feel like you set the same type of goals for basketball season like you did for football?
Yes, ma'am, but a lot more running.
Hey, listen, you two ran a lot.
Well, they got a big lead, though. They can go over there and rest for a little bit. In basketball, you got to keep going. And basketball's probably a little bit more competitive, too, because there's less people on the field. There's a lot more, I feel like, talent spread out throughout the county. And your all's conference, you got Rockcastle County, and Estill County plays in your all's conference as well. Let's go back. Talk about Coach Hensley for a second. Obviously, he puts in this system of, the wing tee. Is that what it was? I mean, you all really do a good job of executing the plays that he puts in. I want to ask each of you this question. What was it like playing for him? And we'll save Brady for last since that was his dad. Hayden, what was it like playing for Coach Hensley, and what did you learn from him the most?
I mean, I've been playing with him since I was like 4 or 5, so he's kind of just been like there forever. So I've known what to do, and I know how he coaches and everything. I know what he expects. So I just try my best, and if I end up slipping, he pushes me to be better.
Does it ever get easier, like as the season goes on, or does he get like?
He gets harder.
He gets harder.
Yeah, well,
I figured.
What did you learn from him the most? I mean, obviously, being with him for so long, knowing how he coaches, everything. But what did you learn from him the most throughout these years you've been with Coach Hensley?
Well, I played against him most of my life, so like I already knew he was a good coach because they won the championship every year, and so especially with his high school experience of coaching high school, he really came in here and taught us like we were high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like we were.
He treated you like high schoolers, right? Yeah.
He expected a lot out of us immediately.
Well, Kenyatta, you and Brady playing back there in the backfield, getting all these touches offensively. Talk about how it was for you guys playing for Coach Hensley.
It was great. He came in with the wing tee as our base, and he set everything up. We had great linemen to go along with it, great backs, great quarterback, great defense, and we just stuck with it. He's a great coach. I mean, like Rylan said, after his years of coaching high school and playing the sport too, he has a lot of knowledge, and he knows a lot of people who can bring knowledge to us so we can learn and grow more.
Do you have any good stories of things that he may have shared with you guys? Or
I have a really good story. All right, we were playing Westport, and we were playing Westport. I don't know if it was Coach Steele or if it was your dad, but after Coach Steele threw a towel about 50 yards, we just see Brady's dad just running with his hat off, running around, doing arm circles, fist bumping and everything, and then he slips.
We'll have to ask him about that when he comes on with us. He's coming up next. All right, Brady, let's talk about your dad, obviously, playing for him, and just like the way that you all executed. Take him being your dad out of it. What did you learn from him the most as far as the football field goes? Because your dad played at K-Wood, obviously a legendary football program. He was a running back at Eastern, right?
Yes, sir.
So to talk about what you learned from him as far as being a football player goes.
I learned from him a lot, and, obviously he's special to me because he's my dad. But not so much about the game because he taught me a lot of that too, but football is ultimately just a game. It's just a game. And he taught me how to go out there and have fun and enjoy playing with my friends because football doesn't last forever.
That's true.
And it is true. They're getting younger and younger. Do you all worry about the concussions? 'Cause, as the mom in me wants to know, do you ever worry about that, getting tackled too hard? Or tackling someone too hard?
Nah, I don't worry about it too much.
I have a story about that.
Well, listen, let's see that. We'll go through that for me real quick because we got a few minutes.
Can I
You guys
just
gotta
share
get
my
there
side of the story? No, you share your side of the story first.
So I had a concussion early in the season because I went for a tackle, and turns out he was coming right on the other side of our opponent's body, and he just wiped me out. Had to sit out a few games.
So you hit him, or you all hit the same play. Well, what about the guy you all hit? How did he feel?
Oh, no, he wasn't paying.
This is my side of the story personally. Like, I just saw the guy break through the gap, and I was like, all right, got to go fill. So I went to go fill, and then the kid ends up dunking, like, really far. And then I just feel like helmet to helmet, so I thought it was like the other kid, but no, it was Rylan.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If I'm running down the field and I see you and Rylan coming at me, either I'm just going to fall and pray, or I'm just going to hope that you all. Thanks, Samantha. I appreciate it. Listen, you all have a basketball game to get to. Good luck in it. Good luck in basketball season. We appreciate you all coming on.
Anybody do baseball?
Keep up the hard work. Your baseball player. What don't you all do? I mean, y'all do everything.
Archery?
Ice skating? Okay.
I bet they're all good at pool. What do you think?
That wouldn't surprise me. They're all good athletes.
Bowling? I bet they're good at bowling.
Good luck in your basketball game today, guys. Keep up the hard work. Look forward to covering you all wherever you all go.
That's right.
Anytime you all want to come on and talk some football with us, feel free to do so, okay?
Yes, sir.
That is Hayden Kaiser, Rylan Rhodes, Kenyatta Hodge, and Brady Hensley, 4 of the best in the high school or in the middle school football ranks coming out of the state champs of Cottle Middle School, the Spartans, and their shirts say best is the standard. That's pretty cool. And we will let them go, get ready for their basketball game. We'll take a short commercial break. When we come back, the head coach, David Hensley, will join us to talk some more middle school football. We'll come right back live at Buffalo Wild Wings on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Escape to sports with Buffalo Wild Wings. GM Tommy Martin invites you to come watch your favorite team play at Buffalo Wild Wings, the best game day atmosphere and happy hour in town. Menu items as low as $2 each weekday 2 to 7 and again 10 till close. Plus wing specials every Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget to ask your server about the Blazing Rewards program and see how you can earn free food. Buffalo Wild Wings, Richmond Center.
Shane, what is this month? It is Chevy Truck Month. Josh, what is this month? It's Truck Month, of course. Wes, what is this month? It's Truck Month, Randy. Leah, what is this month?
Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month, Miss Becky?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month?
Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month?
This month is Chevy Truck Month.
Hey, JJ, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Steven, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Jason, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month, Randy.
Cody, what is this month?
It's October.
It's Chevy Truck Month.
It's Truck Month.
Sadie, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Greg, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month, Randy. I thought everybody knew that.
Hey, James, what is this month?
Oh, it's Chevy Truck Month.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford. Happy Veterans Day, first of all, Samantha.
That's right.
We are celebrating that today. And here at Buffalo Wild Wings, you can come over and get a free small boneless wings and fries, a free meal for all the veterans today here at Buffalo Wild Wings. And we're talking middle school football because we've got the state champs in the house. The guys are heading out to go play some basketball, but you and I are here with the head coach, David Hensley. Sir, welcome into the show, and congratulations once again. I've talked to you every week, I feel like, since that LaRue County game, but I always enjoy talking to you, and just talk about how this team was. I mean, these kids are so much fun to be around.
They are a lot of fun.
And they're awesome, man. It's just I've said it all. They're a great group of kids.
And polite.
Polite. We had them since Little League, and a lot of people don't know this, but they kind of stayed together through Little League. A lot of these kids, they played against each other, so there's some rousing goes on in the locker room. You know, guarantee you that. You know, the Raiders versus this team, or whatever. So Kenyatta was never on our team in Little League, so we always battled against him and everything. That's when I knew I wanted him on my team.
Makes it a lot better when he's on your team.
We need to get him on our team. He's hard to tackle.
Here.
But it was a lot of fun with these guys. When we first started this process in middle school, we just kind of said, hey, let's just have a good middle school team and try to win a conference championship and get ready for high school. I didn't even know there was a state championship. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I've been coaching high school forever and didn't know anything about it. I got an email one day from one of my buddies said, hey, you guys went 12-0 as like 5th graders, 6th graders. Why don't you try playing the state championship thing? I said, what is it? He sent me a flyer on it, and I thought, well, we'll try it next year. We caught a break or two and really caught some really good breaks and ended up in the state championship against Corbin. Probably should have never been there that year, 6th grade year. We had 7 6th grade starters on a 7th grade state championship playing for the championship. So, and we made it there, and it just kind of, like I said, it just kind of snowballed in that culture. When you get the winning, you create that winning culture, and they would come in. We're playing South Laurel. We're up like 20-6 at halftime or something. Everybody's mad. They're like, man, this is like our first game of the season. That one year it was hot and we weren't in shape and this stuff. So everybody was all mad. I'm like, calm down. We still got the lead here, you know. So, and that's kind of the way we approached the Corbin game in the state championship this year. That was honestly, it wasn't a great performance bus, but it's hard to go back-to-back like that. But these kids are just unbelievable. They do everything we ask them to do mentally, so prepared, so prepared. They make checks and stuff that we go over twice. It's unbelievable what kids can grasp when you say, hey, we're going to change green 1 to green 10, and we're going to run this, that, a different way than we do this week, and they get it.
Right.
And it's perfect.
Talk about the expectations of this team, because I feel like it's a lot harder to achieve those goals when you had those high expectations. So how did you, as the coach and the coaching staff, how were you all able to kind of keep them grounded with all these, these expectations and all these awards and all this hype that they're getting around this team? How were you all able to keep these guys grounded?
A lot of media hype.
It was a lot of it, and it grew. As the team got better, it grew and grew. We played in that first state championship. You came back and everything, and the expectations was raised. The bar was raised the next year. So, but now we humble them pretty good in practice. The parents have kind of allowed us to coach them a little harder than you normally would in middle school.
That's hard in middle school.
And that is hard. But I had some of them like Kaiser sitting over here. I'm thinking I've had him for 8 years. Since he started flag football, I had him. I'm the only football coach Brady's ever had. So lots of times with Brady, I'll yell at Brady, or I'll get on Brady, but I'm really yelling at the team.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say that to the other kids, so I'll say it to Brady, hey, we got to pick it up out here, Brady. Let's go. And he gets what I'm doing. And I'll tell you a little funny story about him since he shared one about me. I yelled at him. We played for the Raiders in Little League one year, so I yelled at him pretty bad this day. And on the way home, he said, hey, I know that was for the other kids. He's like 8-year-olds. I said, no, that was actually for you. That was actually for you. So, but it is. We keep them humble, and they're hungry. They're hungry for wins, and they want to play, and they want to please. And we don't mention this a lot in our show, and we talk with you guys, but I got a great staff.
Yeah.
I have a great staff.
Talk about the coaching staff that you have.
Right.
Yes, we got D. Mitchell, and D played at Toledo and has helped. He was with me through Little League all the way. We competed. He was Kenyatta's football coach.
Okay.
So we kind of got this thing going together and everything. I got Matt Kettler on staff to come on board with us. Matt has been with me for Matt got out of high school at Madison Central. When I was assistant, I took the head coaching job at East Jessamine. At 18 years old, he coached my freshman line, was at EKU freshman. So Matt came over with me. Matt came to Dunbar with me. So Matt's been a head coach at Webster County before. He's been a defense coordinator with Mike Whitaker down at Letcher County.
Yeah.
So he's been around the game for about 15 years. We picked him up. I got Jeremy Steele, Eli's dad, to come on board with me, and he'd coached a bunch of basketball and different sports and everything. And by the time you get into your 4th year, they know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They've been with me for 3 or 4 years, and I was able to get Bart Nicholson this year. Bart was kind of the guy that came on. We needed an upbeat, fun guy. I thought it had almost gotten a little too serious at middle school.
Yeah.
So I said, we need somebody to come in here
Lighten
and just be
it up
crazy
a little bit.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, we get somebody to bump chest with. I seen Bart down there doing all that stuff.
So we got the slip and slide out there one day, and Bart, about 300 pounds, took his shirt off and went down. And I said, that's the guy I got right there. That's the guy. So you have to have that a little bit. But they did. They were humble and just played and did everything we asked them to do. And I even going into the Paducah game in the semifinals, I really didn't know what to expect. I really didn't expect a 36-14 win and being up 36-8 late in the game. I actually thought this is going to be a rough one. This is probably the best team we've played since I've been here.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
So I'm telling the kids, and Kaiser's the one that said, I'm telling the kids, like, win, lose, or draw. You're the best team in the state of Kentucky. You're one of the best teams. You're in the book already, record book. So just go have fun. And Kaiser looked at Coach D and says, he think we're going to lose? Why is he saying all this stuff,
Yeah, Coach doesn't never expect to lose.
Coach never talks like that. But it was coming to an end. I knew it was. And it was partly, there was a good football team. And the other part of it, too, is just like, just enjoy the process.
Well, talk about the process. Was there anything different from last year's team going and winning the state championship to how it went this year, how it played out? Was there one thing that was different or a couple of things that were different as far as the way you all won last year to how it was this year?
It was a little bit different last year because they throw everybody in one hat in 7th grade. They don't put you in divisions 1, 2, and 3 and all that kind of stuff like they do at 8th grade. So, but a lot of people in Kentucky, and I noticed in middle schools, they focus most on 8th grade. They focus on the 8th grade level. And 7th grade, it's good and it's fun to win and everything. So I felt like had a little target on her back coming in, winning it last year and being the best 7th grade team in the state. So, hey, we got everybody's best shot. We got everybody's best shot. And I felt like this year, I told the kids, I said, we just have to take care of Cottle. So we do a pretty good job of that in practice, worrying about. I said, we got the best team, and you kind of convince the kids. And lots of times I think it's a sales job as a coach. You have to, especially middle school kids, if they walk on the field thinking they got the best team, they got a really good chance of winning. So you have to convince them. So we were pretty good at saying, hey, these guys can't play with you a lot of times, Right. Sometimes we weren't sure they were, but you got to say what you got to say. And they bought into that, and I really think they were the best team. And when you buy into that stuff, man, it's unbelievable what you can do. So we sold it pretty good, and they bought into it, and they got that culture, and they wanted to win. And sometimes I would just leave them in a huddle and say, hey, Kenyatta, Brady, you guys, you talk to them.
Well, let's talk about next season, too, because these kids obviously are going to be gone.
Yeah.
You're still going to have that target on your back.
Well, that's the thing. As right now, I mean, never say never.
Yeah.
But when I came to middle school, my deal was I'm going to stay with these guys for 4 years. And I don't know that I'll be at Cottle next year. Probably a good chance I won't be at Cottle next year. But I thought, well, heck,
they don't want to hear that.
Well, what a great way to go out.
Yeah.
What a way to go out. What a great way to go out.
Yeah.
And my goal's always been to try to stay with this group of kids. And I love the class. I love all those guys. So who knows? I may surface somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got a lot of really good young talent at Madison Central right now. A really good freshman team.
Oh,
sophomore class is good. So you put these guys with those guys, and by the time a year or two rolls around, I feel like Central will be back where they were last year.
Yeah, as media and as fans, we're looking forward to watching this team stay together and continue playing.
Well, you got some of these kids that probably could have played roles on a couple of teams this year. And I think every coach would love to have a guy like Brady Hensley or a guy like Kenyatta Harge or a defensive player like Rowland Rhodes who will hit somebody and make them want to cry. That's just how they are. It's just, they make football plays and they make routine play or hard plays look routine. That's what they did in that game against LaRue County. Yeah. I mean, it was just, I was so impressed with how these guys played.
They make it look easy.
They make it look easy, and that freshman group, I want to give them a little plug too. They were part of getting this thing started.
Yeah.
They were on that run when we made it to the state championship and lost to Corbin. A lot of those guys were on that team. Jariah, so it's Dominique's little brother and all those guys. They were there getting us started and showing us the way. So I want to give those guys a lot of credit too. They kind of got us headed in the right direction. But you're right. If this bunch can stick together and do everything right, they got a really good chance of doing something special. And it's one of the best groups. I've been around football my whole life, and I've watched high school football and middle school football. That's pretty much my life. And I can tell you this is one of the better groups to ever come through here. And it's going to be fun to watch them. They're good kids, too. They make good grades. They're good kids. It's not like, well, if we can keep this one from doing this and keep this one out, let's keep them out of trouble. They keep themselves out of trouble.
That's hard to do,
because they want to play.
And they want to play.
They know that coach will get on us if we're
I've never seen a group of middle school kids, and I've been around middle school basketball a lot, and, obviously playing or coaching or whatever the case is. They all care about each other, which is hard to find.
Yeah.
I've seen egos at seventh grade where, well, this kid took 4 shots. It's my turn to shoot one. Or this kid scored 2 touchdowns already. Now I want to score one.
Right.
These guys don't have that. If Brady goes out there and scores 3 touchdowns, Kenyatta says give it to him again. And if Ryland has 7 tackles and can make another one, he does. It's just this team is so impressive because of how they are off the field together. That was, and when I went down and talked to him last week.
From him.
I think that, and they got good parents.
They got good parents.
And you said it. Listen, it's hard to find parents that say, coach them.
Coach them.
That is a big deal. Because if you've got parent support, and I'm sure if you ask any of these high school coaches around, this middle school coaches especially, you got to have good parent support, and you have to have your parents say, okay, coach, go up there, you do your thing. They're not going to say from the sidelines, hey, you're doing it wrong. They're going to let you coach them, and that's very hard to find. So credit those parents as well.
It is. The parents have been great. Like I said, they've trusted us to coach them a little harder than you normally would.
Yeah.
And that's really was the process. We started out in Little League, and we battled each other, but we all loved each other.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing. Like, you're talking about Kenyatta, and we're talking about me and Brady sitting around. We watch a lot of film together and stuff and get ready for games and everything. And sometimes I remember he was looking at me when we played Paducah there. We were watching this, and he said, Kenyatta's a beast. He said, I wouldn't want to tackle that guy going full speed 20 yards down.
I wouldn't
and they just compliment each other so well, and they're okay with this. And you can call, sometimes you've seen guys, like you said, you call a play down on the goal line, and it's not their number, and they've ran it all the way down there, like, but Kay and those guys, and Brady, they don't do that, man. They just get in there and they go, and they say, hey, you know what? I'm going to block for Kay this time. And it's a credit to them because every really good football team don't care about the individual stats. All they know, and I'll guarantee you, 20 years from now, people still are going to see this little trophy case that says Cottle won a state championship or a sign on the side of the road. They're not going to remember how many touchdowns Kenyatta scored or Brady scored or anything, and we try to enforce that with them. Say, listen, that doesn't matter. All the accolades will come. And I say it all the time. We got some players on this football team. I could not tell you Clemson wouldn't offer them a scholarship. Yeah. It's at the point. Sometimes you get into those things. You say, well, this. But we have some kids on this team. I couldn't say Kenyatta Harge could not be a candidate for Mr. Football in the state of Kentucky. You can't say that right now. They're that good. And it's just really been fun. It's been a fun ride. I've enjoyed it all. So hopefully this group will stay together, and we'll keep them together and stay humble, stay hungry, and some special things down the road. Because I tell them, the last thing I said in the locker room, I said, They were a little bit sad because it was over, even though you win a state championship. And I said,
I hadn't thought about
you know
that.
what?
I can see that.
Yeah, a little sad because they're like, this group, this kind of coach, I don't know if I want to leave the locker room. This has been a special
We don't
group.
want to leave.
We don't want to leave. And I told them, I said, well, you know, one thing it is, it's a lot more fun walking out here winter.
Exactly.
Right? And the other thing is, you got better days ahead.
Mm-hmm.
My most vivid, best memories is high school football.
Played at Kaywood, right?
Played at Kaywood,
Yeah.
running out of the tunnels and seeing the school spirit and the packed stadium and being 10-0 and playing playoff games. And we've been there, you know, and we've done all that. And, of course, you being a Breathitt County guy, you've seen it firsthand. There's nothing like it. And I tell these kids, you're going to remember middle school forever, but your best memories are still ahead of you.
They ain't done yet.
So they ain't done yet.
Well, Coach, congratulations on an amazing 4-year run at Cottle.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got to get over that basketball
Crazy
game.
to say
so.
4 years, but
4
it
years.
has been because a lot of those kids, you know, a lot of people are like, wait, middle school's only 3 years, but they play up from fifth grade.
Well, listen, don't make me sad now because I've already thought about this thing. You know, this is like high school. 4 years goes by fast.
It does, doesn't
Yes,
it? And
it
it
does,
just gets faster
it
the
does.
older they
Yeah.
get.
We're going to take a
With the
commercial
third
break,
one.
come back. John Clark is in the house, so we'll talk to him about the big win for Madison Southern this
Big
past
win.
Friday
Big
night.
win.
And we'll talk about that. Coach, good luck. Anytime you go around, come over and talk some football with us, all right?
He'll be over here recruiting you. That's what he'll be doing.
Appreciate you guys.
Have fun on that
Help
basketball game
us
tonight
out.
as well.
Thank you, guys.
Take another commercial break. When we come back, John Clark will talk to us about the big win for Madison Southern. This is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Escape to sports with Buffalo Wild Wings. GM Tommy Martin invites you to come watch your favorite team play at Buffalo Wild Wings, the best game day atmosphere and happy hour in town. Menu items as low as $2 each weekday 2 to 7 and again 10 till close. Plus wing specials every Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget to ask your server about the Blazing Rewards program and see how you can earn free food. Buffalo Wild Wings, Richmond Center.
Shane, what is this month? It is Chevy Truck Month. Yeah. Josh, what is this month? It's Truck Month, of course. Wes, what is this month? It's Truck Month, Randy. Leah, what is this month?
Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month, Miss Becky?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month?
Chevy Truck Month.
But what is this month?
This month is Chevy Truck Month.
Hey, JJ, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Steven, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Jason, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month, Randy.
Cody, what is this month?
It's October.
It's Chevy Truck Month.
It's Truck Month.
Sadie, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Greg, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month, Randy. I thought everybody knew that.
Hey, James, what is this month?
Oh, it's Chevy Truck Month.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, John Clark will be here in just a few moments. Samantha, I gave him the wrong directions. It's my fault. I didn't tell him we were here. He's used to being at the radio station. It's been a while since he'd been on with us.
Yeah, because he's always has practice.
Yeah.
And when we do our show
It's a little bit harder for him to get from Berea over
we
here
do our
with us
show
as well.
live.
Yes.
So, you know, if he's late, we're like, no, you got to drive fast. No, we don't really tell him to drive fast. But
well, he's on his way. He will be over here in a few moments, so
way.
we'll have Coach on. But it's a good chance to talk about some basketball. How about Kentucky EKU playing Friday night? Obviously, it wasn't the outcome EKU wanted, a little bit out of hand for as far as Kentucky's favor goes.
How great was EKU? I mean,
yeah, listen. This team's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, we had Coach Hamilton on last week. Michael Moreno had a big game.
And he's not
I think
a
he had
starter.
14 points.
He was the highest scoring EKU player.
Yeah,
off the bench.
14 points, 5 rebounds in 20 minutes, hit 4 3-pointers. So I think by the time Michael gets in the swing of things, he gets feeling 100% healthy. This team is going to be really, really good. And they play Western this Friday night at home. And if you have not been out to watch an A.W. Hamilton team play yet,
it's fun.
Listen, I'm back of my phone. I've got an EKU thing. It says the most exciting 40 minutes in sports. And they take that very seriously. They are fun to watch. They press. They run up and down the floor.
They play a lot of defense.
They're very fun. And they've got some good players, too. Jamari Brown, Trey King, Darius Hicks is a good player for them as well. They're going to be good. And when they get in OVC play, watch out for this team because they could make a run. Kentucky, on the other hand, how about the Cats? Now ranked number 1 for the first time since 2016, Samantha.
I know, that is weird to say that. And they got 64 votes out of 65 today.
It don't seem right. It does not seem right for this team to have gone 3 years since being ranked number 1. But you look at the teams we've had since then. We had the Blake Monk team, the team we had last year.
Yeah.
It's surprising.
But aren't you more excited this year about the team than last year?
I try to cater my expectations, especially early on in the season.
No, that's football.
They didn't look very good against Michigan State, even though they won the game. Now, Maxey looked good, and
looked good.
Sestina looked good as well.
And Richards.
I just feel like
he's looking better.
He looks better against EKU.
He's not your favorite player.
They got a long way to go. Now they can be a really good team though. They got a lot of length this year.
What I'm most excited about is we need Richards.
Yes.
I'm glad he's finally healthy after his incident. But holy cow, he seems like a different player. He seems like he's in more shape, better shape. He's more muscular.
Yeah.
I mean, he just seems like he's there for a reason now, that it's not a chore. And I'm happy about that because we need someone on the inside because E.J. Montgomery's not going to get it done.
Yeah, Montgomery's not very physical or hasn't shown that ability yet.
And now he's out again for Tuesday night's game for an injury.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I think the Cats will be fine. They got some big games coming. They got a really tough schedule.
Maybe they'll put in the baseball player, Jordan.
Is he playing? Did he get in the other night?
Well,
I want to see Juzang play because I think Juzang is going to be a shooter.
Yeah,
I don't know
they're saying he can play offense, but he's not a very good defensive player. So he's going to be like that last man back out.
Yeah, he was 0 of 2 from 3. He did have 7 rebounds in 20 minutes the other night against Eastern, but I think that's a guy we can rely on.
About Wiseman.
Yes, that.
And at Memphis.
That don't surprise me. I mean, I'm glad we didn't get him though. But I don't think if he had went somewhere else.
Like, did you see his statement that he hopes everything goes well for him and that he hopes he can play at Memphis? That's a very classy thing to say.
I think that's all on Penny Hardaway, too, though.
Oh, and he's admitting it.
Yeah.
Yes, I paid the $11,000 to move his family from.
I mean, do you not get it? I mean, how do you not think that's an issue?
Because he wasn't the head coach at the time.
That's true.
They're saying that he was still a booster.
Yeah.
You are potentially a head coach for Memphis.
Well, okay, let's say that somebody at Eastern gave a kid $5,000 to buy a car or what. It's the same thing. I mean, it's not. It's no surprise that the NCAA is. I mean,
they're saying he's
they're
ineligible,
ridiculous on some of this stuff.
But he's saying he's still going to play. He doesn't care.
Well, they're not going to be any. I mean, that's crazy to me.
How can you? Who goes against them? I mean, you're that arrogant and cocky. I don't care. I won't play anyway.
What do you think about Stoops in Kentucky, by the way? I mean, the football team, another tough loss.
He was excited in his press conference today. Yeah. He came out smiling.
Well, he's got to be positive.
He's got all these recruits that were there Saturday.
Everybody's talking about now how they are worried about losing Stoops to Florida State. Let me pull up these stats, okay?
I'm against that. I don't think it's going to happen.
I saw this from a Twitter account, Joshua Clater on Twitter, okay? He tweeted this. Stoops against some of the biggest teams Kentucky plays, okay? He's 2-4 against Louisville, 1-6 against Florida. South Carolina, he's 5-2 against. He's had success against the Gamecocks. He's 0-2 against Bama. Nobody's going to beat them at Kentucky. Against against Mississippi State, he's 2-5. He's 5-2 against Missouri, 4-2 against Vandy. He's 0-7 against Georgia. He's 1-5 against Tennessee, and against all other SEC schools, he's 1-4. That's horrible. Like, the only teams he's had success against are a South Carolina team that's nowhere near the way they used to be.
Not the way, yeah.
He's beat Vandy and Missouri. I mean, that's the only 3 teams in the SEC that he's had success against. And even against those teams, he's 14-6. I mean, that's good, but that's not great.
Why would Florida State want that?
Because he's from there. It's a name that, and maybe he could bring his brother with him to bring Bob Stoops, who was a great coach at Oklahoma, back to Florida State. I just don't think that.
I don't think they can get the. Can they get the money for him after what Stoops just got last year?
I mean, it's Florida State. They got money. They got money, and they want to make an impact. They want to make a splash. If I'm Kentucky fans, obviously Stoops has been through this entire process with us of getting us to where we were last year. But I mean, last year I think we just had guys. We had Benny Snell. Josh Allen.
Yep.
We just had guys that
could play.
And Terry Wilson, obviously losing him was a big loss this year. The quarterback position has been, abysmal for us.
Speaking of that, what do you think about Lynn Bowden and his comment on Twitter about, hey, you fans that aren't going to stick with this, just go cheer on another fan?
I don't blame. I mean, listen, I've been talking about it for years here on the show about how Kentucky fans are. After one loss.
I did the same thing. We're on the 1 yard line. Then we're on the 2 yard line. We can't get the job done. I was at the game.
Yeah. I don't know.
I walked out going, I'm done. I'm ready for basketball.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to see them lose the way they have this year because of the expectations we had coming off such a good year last year. But it's Kentucky football. I mean, it's hard to stay at the top every year.
I said it to everyone sitting around me. I was like, well, welcome back to Kentucky, original Kentucky football. I feel like we had one good season, and we expect more, and it just doesn't happen. But like I said, Stoops was excited in his press conference today. He's all smiles. He's saying that he's going to have the best recruiting class in 2020. And that they're all
We've got some good guys coming. And listen, Bo Allen's going to be a big guy, too. That's a big name coming in.
He won't play next year, though. You think?
I don't know. That was a transfer that was looking to come here, too, as well. Terry Touchdown?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's graduating, though, right?
No, I thought he still had one more year.
I don't know. I don't follow football as much as I should, probably, with Kentucky.
Well, I could be wrong. You know, I'm always wrong on my stats.
Let's talk some EKU football real quick, too, before Coach Clark gets over here.
Yeah.
The Colonels in back-to-back weeks had the top-ranked, or two of the best teams in the OVC on their heels. They had SEMO, the number one, or the highest-ranked team in the OVC, number 17 in some polls, number 18 in some polls, had them down 17 points in the second half and gave up the lead and lost.
It's scary to think it, isn't it? And they needed that win this past Saturday.
Yes.
When you say all that, it puts it in perspective.
When you look at the fan base around EKU, and they're almost like Kentucky fans, listen, one loss, we're hopping off the bandwagon, guys. We're done. And EKU fans may be even worse with it because at least with Kentucky fans, there's a lot more diehard Kentucky fans than there are Eastern fans that will still go to the games.
Yes.
EKU fans, if it looks like the season's over with, they just stop coming.
They're done. And the weather's cold now. It's, sometimes
I was really pleased last home game against Austin Peay because it looked like during the tailgate show there was nobody there. And then by the time the game started, a lot more people came out. The crowd was really big at the Austin Peay game at home. So I think it's important for them to win this next home game. They've lost 2 straight at home. They've got to find some way to keep these fans coming. And
they're definitely out of contention.
Yes. I don't think there's any chance they get a playoff spot now. They just got to find some way to keep the fans coming, keep that crowd support up. That's the big thing right now.
Well, it is. But I'm like we said a few seconds ago, I think a lot of people are going to move their attention to basketball, whether it be Eastern and UK.
Yeah.
I think
it's that time. I'm still in football mode, though. NFL's still going at least.
Well,
Austin
and Southern. We're in Southern football mode. That's
we are.
It.
And we're waiting on Coach Clark to come over. I told him the wrong place, so apologize. That's my fault. He'll be here. We can take the show a little bit longer. I ain't got nothing to do tonight.
Between the 4 football schools this year, between Southern and Central and Berea and Estill County, we try to spread out evenly among all those schools. So it was quite funny. I can tell our viewers this story, but when I went down to interview Coach Clark, it had been a few games since we'd been there. And
5
he was
weeks
like,
probably.
Welcome back to Madison Southern. You know, he hadn't seen us in a while.
Well, there he is. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll come right back with the Southern football team live here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Escape to sports with Buffalo Wild Wings. GM Tommy Martin invites you to come watch your favorite team play at Buffalo Wild Wings, the best game day atmosphere and happy hour in town. Menu items as low as $2 each weekday 2 to 7 and again 10 till close. Plus wing specials every Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget to ask your server about the Blazing Rewards program and see how you can earn free food. Buffalo Wild Wings, Richmond Center.
Shane, what is this month? It is Chevy Truck Month. Yeah. Josh, what is this month? It's Truck Month, of course. Wes, what is this month? It's Truck Month, Randy. Leah, what is this month?
Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month, Miss Becky?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month?
Chevy Truck Month.
What is this month?
This month is Chevy Truck Month.
Hey, JJ, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Steven, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Jason, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month, Randy.
Cody, what is this month?
It's October.
It's Chevy Truck Month.
It's truck month.
Sadie, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month.
Greg, what is this month?
It's Chevy Truck Month, Randy. I thought everybody knew that.
Hey, James, what is this month?
Oh, it's Chevy Truck Month.
We are back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, and again, a happy Veterans Day. Thankful to everybody that served this great country, Samantha, allowing us to get here and talk sports and fake like we know what we're talking about half the time. But we've got some pretty good football players. We've had football all day. Had the Cottle football team with us earlier, and David Hensley, good coach there. John Clark, my man, welcome in. It's been a while since I've got to talk to you.
It has. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and Samantha was like, tell us the joke again. We went off the air before.
Well, when I came down at halftime to interview him, he goes, "Welcome back to Madison Southern," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's been a while."
It had been a while.
It's been a while.
Well, we try to give Berea a little love this year too. Having one of the best years they had in forever.
Sure.
So
It's
try
hard
to
to
give them
split
a
our
little love
time
this
up
season.
among the four schools.
Yeah,
We try to
Just
be
wait till
fair.
November to cover us. We're good with it.
Hey, that's a good year. That's a good
we'll
time.
still be around November.
You guys are the only team left now, so we're as of right now, our plan is to come over and do the game Friday night at East Jessamine. That was a big game y'all had with them earlier in the year. A lot of points scored. Talk about what to expect this Friday.
Well, they scored 50 Friday. We scored 50. They're the leading rushing offense in 5A. We're averaging 34 points a game. They're averaging 43 a game.
Yeah.
It's going to be an explosive football game. Whoever can make the other team punt and whoever doesn't turn over the ball is going to win.
Yeah, it sounds simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes it sound so simple.
I've been looking at it for 4 straight days, so I got it all figured out now.
Yeah, so literally you go from one game right to the next. And I know in postseason you guys are always typically, especially you, Coach, you're back at 0 again, right? I mean, that one win is over.
I think it's exciting. I love it. We've talked to the team about our Virtue of the Week last week with Coach Skinner was eyes forward. We were talking about how, like, if you're somebody who can look to the future and how, we're really split into 3 seasons is how we look at it. There's non-district play, there's district play, and then there's playoffs. And we've looked at it like that from day one for the last 9 years. And so it really, there's a new, fresh feel to everything.
Well, these kids, all these guys were on the team when you made the state championship run. What have you talked to them? Look at this. I still can't go over here like that,
47
man.
years old, but he's so awesome. And Tobias looks like he's 12. I know.
Did you say 12?
Yeah, so young.
He don't play like he's 12.
No, he doesn't.
No, for sure.
Let's talk about, what it meant for them to make that run and to kind of try to do that again this year.
Well, I think they could answer this for you, but, they were a key part of getting us back into this momentum we're in right now because they know what it's been like. They know what the playoffs are.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, Tobias, let's talk to you. So, obviously, the year you all had last year, one you want to just wipe away, but now you're having success again this season. Talk about maybe what you were able to learn through those downs of last year, now coming into this year and being probably the most exciting team in our coverage area.
Well, I think last year, just based off being the first year playing quarterback, I just think I was really shaky back there, and I just wasn't calm and executing the game plan more than thinking about junior stats, stuff like that. So coming back this year, was going to come as a running back, ended up being the quarterback again. I just really, senior year you think about winning more than you do think about stats, so I'm trying to execute everything and just do way better than we did last year.
How much do you watch Lamar Jackson play? Because I feel like I watched the game this past Friday when I got home and watched some of the plays you all made. There was one time you did a spin move and the okey doke and made somebody miss. You broke somebody's ankles.
He makes up his own work.
Listen, do you watch him play and maybe try to do like a lot of basketball guys do that a lot? They try to make their game like somebody else's. Do you do that with maybe Lamar or somebody else?
One person I've always watched since middle school was Tavon Austin. He played at West Virginia.
Yeah.
But
play with the Cowboys now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Lamar Jackson. I'm a Steelers fan. So.
That would make it tough then. Yeah, you got Mason Rudolph and Lamar Jackson.
Tavon Austin was someone I really watched like all through middle school and still watch him today.
He's fast, isn't he? Yeah, pretty fast guy. Talk about some of the guys you have this year throwing the football to. You got, Walter Smith. Yeah. I feel like, and you all were here over here having dinner.
You guys are like, what each other are thinking.
Well, it went from me and Walt were like really good friends in middle school to when I left middle school, me and Carter Smith became really good friends, and I spent a lot of time with Carter. And as Carter graduated, Walt came in, and I just put him back under my wing, and we've just always had a good chemistry no matter what sport we were playing. And it's also great to have Jonah Farnstrom back. He's one of our main receivers. He's going to be making a lot of noise from now on throughout the playoffs.
Well, let's talk to these guys, a part of the offensive line. It's good to have guys. What does it mean whenever you see Tobias take off and run? What goes through your head?
I don't have to run as far.
You can just take a break then, right?
Honesty.
Well, when you see him take a big hit, though, I mean, you want to protect your quarterback. What goes through your head then when you see – so he does a good job of not taking the big hits, but
Right.
when you see him get a hit or in a game, or what goes through your process then?
I think we all know he's gonna get back up, so it's kind of like we got to protect him better next time. But we know he'll be able to take a hit, so it's just something we got to fix as a unit. More just make sure he's not getting hit constantly.
When Samantha talked to you all before the season started, you talked about beating Central. You all took care of business there early on in the season. You talked about doing this together as a team, making another run. So what is going through your all's minds as you get ready to take on the East Jessamine team that you all had an exciting game with earlier, but you fell short?
I think we can all say it's special. It's something special. We all feel it. Tonight we had a great practice, and I think that's going to carry over. And I think we're all excited to get back at something we should have had earlier in the year.
There you go. So if you're hungry, Dane, right? You're hungry right now. I'm hungry. You're at
I'm
Vito.
very
It's a good chance to be
hungry.
hungry. You're at Buffalo Wild Wings, man.
I want to know, does anybody know, did Friday night's game set like a record for like fumble recoveries or anything like that? 'Cause
No, I've
Lord,
checked all
you
the
should
stats.
have them.
I actually checked all the stats.
You did?
So, since we're talking about
That's
records,
funny.
I'm going to throw two out there.
All right.
This guy, Dane Jackson, he looks like he's 50, but he's not. All right.
You've aged 3 years since the last time.
No, pretty cool stat is Dane started his 49th football game at Madison
Wow.
Southern
Oh, wow.
on Friday, which if you think about the number of years, 4 years of high school, most guys get 40 games if they're playing varsity for 4
Yes.
years. Starts 49. He'll start his 50th football game and be the all-time leader for starts in a game. Carter Smith
Wow.
had 49 starts.
That's a pretty good
he's
guy to
gonna-
beat, too.
So this guy's played basically 5 seasons at Southern, which is pretty awesome. And
Wow.
then another one is Baylor Willis is 3 extra points shy of the career extra point record at 116.
Oh.
Wow. Well, you'll get that. You'll get that Friday night. You all
Friday
source
night.
for 3 touchdowns.
Well, we better.
Yeah. I
I'm going to have to leave them all there.
Listen, we were
I've got
all
faith in you.
excited when he kicked the field goal to get the
Yeah.
running clock.
Yeah.
We were like,
Yeah.
yes.
You had
I'm
plans
sure
that
they
night,
were
didn't
too.
you?
No, but it was cold.
Ah, yeah,
Even though we're
okay.
in the press box, I told him down there, I was like, I don't know how y'all are standing out here.
Well, Dan, your brother played at Woodford County, right?
Yeah,
Playing at
yeah.
UK now. Have you talked to him any? Has he been able to give you some advice going through the process? Now, you've already signed to play college football.
Yeah, he was my role model through the whole thing. So he helped me with everything, gives me advice, taught me everything I knew, and it's helped out a lot.
Do you talk to him maybe about, as far as techniques or things go? Or
Yeah,
is it
for
more of
sure.
a, okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everything I've learned from him. I play just like him. I'm a little better than him right now. He'll tell you the same thing. but-
Okay, that's tough to beat because he's playing at Kentucky. It's a big
That's
deal if you're
right.
better than him now. So, do you have a little bit of a sibling rivalry with your brother?
Not really. No.
Okay,
That
yeah,
was
that's good to have. Then if you
I'll
know,
chime in. He's better right now at this point than his
than
brother
Drake was, yeah.
He
That's
is.
what
He's
I
a little more
meant to
polished,
say.
no question.
Yeah.
I can't imagine for 5 years how much he's changed. Because you think about coming in.
Well, he didn't have the beard at first.
Right.
No.
Think about it as an 8th grader. You know,
Yeah.
the maturity level, the body size,
He
the
came in
muscle
as a
mass.
freshman and played his first varsity game.
There you go.
So, are you doing No Shave November? Is that how this came about?
Well,
or?
it's been like this for probably a year now.
Okay. Does it make the chin strap a little bit harder to get on?
It's a lot more comfortable.
I made
it.
them both trim when recruiters were coming.
Okay,
through,
there
so.
you go. There you go.
Oh, that's smart.
So when you've got experience like this, Coach, and you've got guys that have been through the ringer and you've seen them go through a state championship run, does it make it a little bit easier on you?
I love this group of seniors. They've been awesome to be around. As a coach, you kind of take them all under your wing. But some of them hit you different. I feel like they're all kind of my kids. They're around us all the time. Spend a lot of time with these guys. These guys put in a lot of work. One of the things that I want to mention is we've got two of the linemen sitting here, Tobias as well, is about this senior group is the accountability they take. Like you see a lot of coaches now say you can't coach kids hard anymore. That's a lie. Like these guys let us coach them, and we're on the sideline Friday night, and if there's somebody in the backfield, and I get into them and I show them the film, and they're first to say, "It's me. I got it. We'll fix it." The accountability of this group of seniors has been rare, and it's why we've gotten better and better and better every single week this year.
When you look at some of the teams you've had, you had Damien's team, you had Carter Smith's team, and now this group, I feel like each one of them was a little bit different. I feel like the Damien's team was a little bit more offensively special. the Carter Smith team, that defense was amazing.
Yeah.
And then with this team, it feels like there's a highlight waiting to happen, whether it be offensively or defensively.
It's funny you say that. We're the most explosive on either side of the ball we've ever been.
I believe
At
it.
any moment, Coach Colbert was talking about our Virtue of the Week this week, and he was talking about to have the type of personality that I may not be the best person in the fight, but you don't want to fight me.
Yeah.
And that's our team. Like, we may not have the best record, we may not look the best on paper, but everybody flips on that film. You see things that make you go, ooh. Like, these guys can turn a game real quick, and that's exciting. It's exciting to have a team like that right now.
Well, you got playmakers all over the place.
We really do.
You got Brent Palmer as a wide receiver. You got Brock Palmer. Yeah, you got, and then Ritz's dad, I guess.
He's not playing, but
no eligibility left for his dad. You got a couple of really good sophomores too, in Etheridge and Jones. So
absolutely.
When you've got guys like that, when you put plays in, what do you look for maybe to get this guy the ball or to get Smith the ball? How do you do that?
We're constantly
when you're
looking for a mismatch, and so something we always do is we don't look to design plays to one guy. We're looking for mismatches on the field.
Okay.
And when we find those mismatches, we take advantage of them. A guy you didn't mention that I think is a big impact guy for us is Shane Sandlin right now.
Yeah.
He's making huge plays on the defensive side of the ball that really affect the way the ball moves for the other offense. So there's just guys everywhere making plays. You can't shut down one guy right now and stop our team.
That's big too.
That's huge.
You don't have that, especially in high school football. You don't. A lot of times you've got maybe a good quarterback, the wide receivers aren't as good, or you've got good running back, but the quarterback's not as good. So to have weapons everywhere, it makes your team a lot harder to beat, which is why y'all put up big numbers offensively.
Exactly, and we were talking about how we're getting different defenses now because we're averaging 20.2 yards of pass completion right now on the year. But we rush for 340 yards Friday night.
Yeah.
So we're taking what you give us, but we're getting some different defensive looks because of those explosive plays, softer coverage, loaded boxes, some different things.
Well, you talked about, East Jessamine and them being a high-scoring team as well.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys going to have to do to slow them down?
We have to tackle the ball. We've got to tackle the ball. We've got to make them punt. They've punted one time since they played us last.
Lord have
One
mercy.
time. They've played 3 games since us, and they've punted once. They punted once against us. We've got to make them punt the ball, period. If they punt the ball, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. Well, Tobias, let's talk to you a little bit more before we let you all go. So this is a big game. Obviously, you being a senior, you guys being seniors. What do you want to see out there Friday night from the crowd or from your team? What do you want to see?
Well, we have a very, very complex game plan this week, and I just want to see us execute it to the best we can because the game plan that we have this week, we found tendencies and stuff like that, and it'll work, and we'll put a lot of points up if we do execute that. So I can't speak for the defense because I don't play defense, but I'd like to see, our big guy, Brock Palmer, Shane Sandlin, Levi Benton, guys like that step up and really take over the defense because offensively our game plan is where it should be.
Do you feel different knowing that you guys have already played this team once?
Absolutely.
I mean, same as Woodford County.
Yeah, I feel like we also missed a lot of opportunities the first time we played them. I fumbled late in the game. We had a fumble right before half. We were up by 14.
Right.
Yeah, 28-14 at half, right?
Yeah. Well, I do think that we missed some opportunities, and we also found some things that are going to help us this week also. So I'm just excited to play.
Dawson, we'll get back to you as well. With this new playoff format, you're getting to play this team again. Right. Do you like how that is, or would you prefer to maybe save them for later on down the road?
Oh, I'd love playing them again. I'd rather play them again than anyone else because we get a shot to show
a little revenge factor, right?
A shot to show how we really are, how good we really are, and that we missed stuff that we shouldn't have, and that we have a chance to prove who we are.
How confident are you in your team this week? I mean, I know it's just Monday. You got a few more practices left, but as far as how things went today, how confident are you in this team to go down there and get a win?
Well, we knew we'd see this team again, so we've been ready for this game for quite a while, even though we've had games before this, but we knew we'd see this team again. So today it was a very energetic practice, smooth. Stuff was getting done. We know what we're doing. We know we can beat them. It was a good practice today.
Coach Clark, what do you want to say to the folks in Berea to get them to make that, about an hour and 15-minute drive?
Is there a pep bus coming to get the students?
So any students, if you're listening, we're going to have a pep bus. They're going to feed you pizza, put you on the bus. We're going to make the place rowdy. All they got to do is buy their ticket in advance. They get fed and get on the bus. It's definitely got that 2017. Everybody needs to get on the bus and show up, feel to it. I think the fans will come. this is an exciting game, and it's a high-scoring game. It's two explosive teams. It was not a boring game before for anybody who was there. It was very back and forth. So I think people will show up. I think everybody, a lot of people look at your record. They look in the paper. They don't look at the strength of schedule. They don't look at the age and development. But I think they can feel now. There's 16 teams left. Somebody's going on to the round of 8. And we have as good a shot at doing that as anybody in this 16. I think they're starting to notice that and feel that. So I feel confident that people will show up. I've had a lot of people contact me about the game this week. It's kind of got that
playoff
feel that we've
feel.
always had that we missed last year.
Well, and I think that's important too for the fan base to see how exciting you guys are. Because if you've not watched this team play, there's several games you can still go back on WBON TV and watch touchdown passes or runs from this guy, tackles or blocks made from these guys. I mean, they all are exciting to watch, and it should be a fun one this Friday night. If you can, make it out, support these kids, because whenever you look up in the crowd, I didn't play football, but I played high school basketball. Whenever you see a big crowd there, it just makes you even more fired up, and it feels like you're playing for more than just your team when you see the fan support out there as well.
Yeah, but, there was nobody in the stands this last week. So, this group, they're focused.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's big.
We're not going to rely. We hope everybody shows up for entertainment factor, but we're going to do what we got to do.
There you go. 7:30 Friday night, East Jessamine hosting the Eagles of Madison Southern. The winner will advance to the round of 8. It's a big game. We'll be there for you on WBON TV.
Everybody healthy? Before we go, everybody healthy?
Yeah, that was
right?
Clay Bunch, he good? He's good.
He feels great.
What did he say?
He feels great.
You buying supper tonight? Huh? You buying supper tonight?
No, I think they got me on it. Okay. So they're going to get it 2 nights in a row because tomorrow night with the seniors is Taco Tuesday at the Park House.
Okay,
Taco Tuesday.
So no, we're healthy. Our eyes are wide open. Our hearts are full. We're excited to play Friday night.
Well, congratulations on the win this past Friday. Good luck this week, Coach. And, again, happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday. Good luck to the Eagles as they take on East Jessamine Friday night.
It's hard coming right after.
Now, we haven't driven through Richmond as a crew in a while, so it was kind of fun to see the sides.
So we chose you the wrong place on purpose then to give you the little chance to hang out with the team in the car.
I'm amazed we made it, so I'm glad we did.
Hey, listen, we ran our show an extra 10 minutes just for you guys.
Good, because I didn't want to leave practice early. I couldn't do it.
Well, we don't want you to leave practice.
We appreciate you coming over.
We'll do whatever we need to do.
Good luck Friday night, and again, if you can't make it, we will be there. But go out there and support these kids and give them some fan support as they take on East Jessamine this Friday. For TTR cameraman tonight, Jaden Johnson, our producer back on the radio side, and also thanks our TV producer Samantha Burford and Michael Watkins. Thank you to all of our great guests as well. This has been the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.